Hey guys, it's Miki ASMR here, and I'm back at it again with part 4 of my Tsukishima Kei X-Listener series titled 10 Stages of Me and You. And yeah, I don't have much else to say. Hopefully you guys enjoy, and this is a longer series, so I'll try to have part 5 out in the next week or two, because these are really long, so I don't do them too often. But yeah, let's get right on into the video. Stage 5, Him. Kei couldn't stop thinking about how her hand made direct contact with his. Strangely enough, it didn't feel weird. In fact, he wanted to do it again. The two were walking home without Tadashi, and Kei was thinking about how to start a normal conversation with YN for once. Not teasing you, but a normal one. He wasn't getting anywhere though. Other than the reason that he was too nervous to start a conversation with her, he also didn't want to bother her from her game. She had her phone out and she was playing an RPG game, which was quite a trend recently. Her focused expression while walking made Kei's heart flutter some more, for some reason. He rarely saw her this serious towards something, and he guessed he found that attractive in the girl. Kei could hear the girl mutter under her breath and breathe as she lost the loots from a level. Seeing her play was an entertaining sight for him, and he couldn't help but chuckle whenever she made a mistake and softly cursed. When YN finally finished the level, she leaned her head back on inside. Man, I thought I was gonna lose. Kei looked forward again, not wanting the girl to catch him staring at her, playing earlier. Before they could even walk another 10 steps, he heard the girl gasp loudly. "It's finally open," YN said, pointing to the shop that she was waiting for ever since she knew that it was under construction. Sweet rendezvous. Kei knew the shop wasn't entirely obsessed with the idea. Kei knew about the shop but wasn't entirely obsessed about the idea, like YN was. They have great desserts. I heard their strawberry shortcakes were their specialty. And suddenly, Kei was interested. Time skip. For Tsukishima Kei, the bartender called out the blonde, informing him that their order was complete. Kei, who had leaned towards the wall near the counter, grabbed the tray and walked to the table that YN was sitting on. The girl scribbled in her notebook, doodling. Kei had a quick peek on what she had drawn, and he had seen that she drew different kinds of flowers placed on the tray in front of her. "Here," he said, handing her order, which was a particularly hot cup of whatever drink you would prefer, and a slice of triple chocolate cake. Kei, on the other hand, ordered a small cup of cocoa and a slice of strawberry shortcake. The girl put her stuff away before grabbing the cake and taking a piece. She squealed the moment that she was able to taste it. Kei only looked at her, amused with her reaction. Hey, lamppost, can I taste some of your cake?" Kei raised an eyebrow at her. "If you wanted strawberry shortcake, then why did you get the chocolate one?" "To ride in the range, duh," YN grinned at him, before continuing to speak. "If we both get the same cake, then I'd have to wait until another day to buy the next piece. But if we were to get different cakes, then I'm able to taste 2 flavors immediately to see if I like them." Kei couldn't help but chuckle at how adorable the girl was right now. He didn't want to say it out loud, but he had already admitted to himself that YN was really fun to be around. In other circumstances, considering that this was his favorite, he'd say no. But since he liked her, and he couldn't disagree. Sure, but just a small bite. "Yay! Thank you, Tsukishima." Kei's eyes widened, surprised that the girl had actually called him by his name, and not an insult or a nickname. "Wow, this is really good." "Of course it is. It's strawberry shortcake." "Oh, is strawberry shortcake your favorite?" "Yeah." YN took another bite of her cake and smiled once again as she chewed it. "You seem to really be enjoying yourself. Is that your favorite?" "I don't really have a favorite when it comes to sweets. They're all so tasty and sweet. I couldn't possibly pick my top one." Kei nodded and resumed eating, not knowing what else to say. As much as he wanted to talk, he didn't have anything to say. As the two ate their cake in silence, YN suddenly talked. "Hey, lamppost, tell me something about yourself. Something really random." Kei was surprised by the girl's sudden request. "Why?" "'Cause I want to get to know you more." And there goes his heart. Kei could feel his heart suddenly racing after hearing the words come out of her mouth. "I want to get to know you more. I like dinosaurs." Kei could see YN nodding, contemplating what to say next. So, like, Barney? Kei was quick to give her a confused look and a hint of judgment. What? No. So you don't like the big purple dinosaur that gives hugs and kisses? That's not what I meant. I meant real ones. Barney is real, though. And then again, he's from our imagination, so I guess that doesn't really count. YN noticed the glare that Kei was giving her. She let out a sigh before apologizing to the blonde. I'm sorry. Kei still didn't reply, so YN had to bring out a little what she knew about dinosaurs. If you were a dinosaur, you'd be I can't pronounce that. I was gonna say Tyrannosaurus, even though that's not what it says at all. Why so? Well, it's classified as the tallest dinosaur, right? Kid couldn't help but grin at the girl with her random knowledge on dinosaurs. Don't get me wrong, YN started. I know almost nothing about dinosaurs, but I got a little curious about tall animals, so I searched them up before. Speaking of dinosaurs, there's this one scene in Meet the Robinsons which I really like. It shows a T-Rex character and how big the head was and the little arms, and it couldn't reach the target that it got in the corner. It was so funny. I was laughing so loud when I watched that scene. Kei watched the girl continue talking about the movie. While she was talking, her eyes would light up, and the blonde could see that she was really enjoying herself with him. He felt his heart race with the mere fact that she was laughing with him, and not because they were insulting each other. Hey, Kei said, catching the attention of the girl. Tell me something about you. My, I'm flattered. Does Tsukishima Kei want to know me more? Yeah, I do, he said instead, but couldn't bring himself to say it out loud. I said something. You should also say something in return. That's fair. Now let me think. The girl held her thinking pose as she thought of something that would help him get to know her better. Oh, I thought of something. When I was little, one of the few things I decided to learn was the flower language. Flower language? I've heard of it, but I've never really focused on it. It's really fun. It's used mostly around the Victorian era, if I'm not mistaken. When someone is talking about something they like, they get a whole different glow. Right now, YN was glowing, and Kei couldn't help but admire her. What made you want to research that? The fact that you can express yourselves without words through flowers made me really curious. Express yourself without words, huh? Kei looked outside and spotted some flowers nearby. He had never really thought of expressing himself because that meant talking about it. To show that he wanted to say something without saying it, that seemed like a method that he'd prefer when it came to talking about his feelings. Lamppost. Yeah, Munchkin? If you were a flower, you'd be a barrage. How so? Before answering his question, YN smiled at him. Kei could feel the smile sending an arrow through his heart. His ears started to turn red, but thankfully she didn't notice. Barrage means bluntness and directness, and I think that really reflects how you are. Is that a bad thing? No, not at all. If I ever want somebody to smack me with the truth, then I know who to go to. Besides, I know deep under all that sass and soul, there's a kind heart. YN smiled at Kei before going back to eat her cake. The blonde, who was more than halfway finished with his cake, looked at her with admiration. Since she was busy looking down at her cake, she wasn't able to notice the looks he was giving her. I want to keep learning things about you. I want to learn more about your likes and dislikes, your habits and pet peeves, and most of all, I want to learn more about how you see me. Oh, that's cute. Exhilaration. It feels like I'm floating, like I'm up in the sky, and I don't know when I'm coming down. Stage 6. Stage 6. Him. Kei didn't know how to react to his current situation. After their little platonic date at the cafe, he and YN had become evidently closer. During the weekend, she kept on hitting up his phone with random messages and held conversations with the blonde. Real conversations. One of the things she kept talking about was how much they should watch The Good Dinosaur together. She also started rambling about how sad the first part of the film was, while Kei talked about the characterization of the main character in the film. They ended up talking about films such as Up. YN kept on talking about how she had to pause after the montage of the married couple, also included Inside Out in their conversations with Bing Bong's song. In saying Bing Bong's song, Before the two even knew it, they ended up talking for almost 4 hours on the phone. And it was only during Saturday, the team's morning practice, that YN sadly couldn't attend. During Sunday, the two were sending insults back and forth through text, and YN sometimes responded late to the fact that she was cleaning her room. When she was finally free, Kei once again listened to her ramble about random things again. Now, she stood in front of him, holding a 3D keychain of a dinosaur. "What did you say?" Kei asked the girl. "Well, I saw this when I was cleaning my room. As I've told you, I'm not that hooked on dinosaurs, but I'm really attracted to cute keychains. Sadly, though, I don't have anywhere to hang this anymore, so I'm giving it to you." You handed it to Kei, who looked confused as he stared into his palm. "Thank you, I guess?" "Take it as a thank you if you want," YN said, smiling at the blonde. "A thank you for what?" "For listening to me talk all weekend, and also accompanying me to that shop." Kei only nodded towards the girl as they continued to walk. "You don't have to thank me. I would have done it for free either way," he thought. The blonde could never fully express how delighted he was that he had the chance to enjoy some cake with her and listening to things that she talked about. Although he didn't reply much, he let the girl do most of the talking. He couldn't say that he didn't want to be there in that situation. Hearing her talk so passionately about different things made him feel like he had a ball of sunshine on the other line. Her tone was totally different compared to what she sounds like when she's teasing him. Hearing that side of her meant that he was starting to see more of her, and that was something that he wanted. Although everything was still confusing and a blur for him, Kei couldn't help but feel like he was on clouds whenever he was near her or talking to the girl he liked. Time skip. It was break time once again. YN didn't join the two. She had apparently forgotten to do her homework before cleaning out her whole room. As a consequence, she was now rushing to her classroom and trying to submit her homework before class ended. While she wasn't there, Kei was staring at the keychain that she gave him earlier. He couldn't help but stare down at her donation. That's how she called it. It looked like a brontosaurus with a shorter and thicker neck. It was green and had spots on its back. Overall, it was cute. Not that he'd ever say it out loud. "That's cute, Tsuki." Kei's eyes quickly drifted towards his friend who was standing in front of him. "Where'd you get it, Tsuki?" Tadashi asked. The blonde stared at the keychain before replying to his friend. "The munchkin gave it to me. She had no other use, so she gave it to me anyways." "Certain gave it to you?" Tadashi grinned at Kei, who was obviously flustered after hearing the girl's name. Kei, on the other hand, reached for his headphones to put his head down, ignoring his friend before turning any redder than he already was. Listening to the music, Kei got a sudden disruption from his phone. He lifted his head, checking the device, placing both his headphones and keychain on the table. One text message. That's what his phone said. Having no idea who it was, he opened the notification and was about to read the message, smirking to himself as he found he was right about who sent it. To Tsukisaurus from Munchkin. I'm bored. Some weird emoji thing. Kei chuckled at how lazy the girl was. She was literally a classroom away, and yet she was using her phone to text him. To Munchkin from Tsukisaurus. I thought you were doing your homework. Bing. To Tsukisaurus from Munchkin. I finished already, but I'm too lazy to do anything now, and I don't want to stand up. To Munchkin from Tsukisaurus. You're really lazy. No wonder you keep forgetting to do your homework. Bing bing. First message. To Tsukisaurus from Munchkin. Hey, weird emoji thing. It's not my fault. My bed is so comfortable that it makes me fall asleep in a snap. Second message. To Tsukisaurus from Munchkin. I want to drink my favorite drink, but I'm way too lazy. To Munchkin from Tsukisaurus. You are really helpless. Bing bing. First message. To Tsukisaurus. With you. Second message. Oh my, Kami-sama, I'm so sorry, wrong send. Oh my god. Bing, third message. That was meant for my mom, I'm so sorry. Despite the fact that it had been a wrong text message, Kei couldn't help but feel flustered at the implied message it had. Kei's heart couldn't deny that he actually wanted it to be something she intended, and not a mistake. But to save himself from false hope, he insisted on believing that that is not what she meant. Bing, to Tsukishima from Munchkin. Anyways, I'm actually going to stand up and buy myself some of my favorite drink. Bye, lamppost. Kei couldn't help but chuckle at the girl. He closed his phone and fixed his headphones, eyes drifting back to the keychain that was still on the table. He looked at his phone and back to the keychain before taking both of them into his hands. Slowly, he placed the keychain lace and hung it from the phone corner. Since it was a Munchkin who gave it to you, I'm gonna call you Munchie. That's cute, oh my god. Kei scrunched his nose and cringed internally. His feelings were really getting the best of him and changing him without notice. He was going soft, but for some reason, a little part of him didn't mind. Stage 6. Her. Whatever happened earlier was an extremely close call. At first, Wyan wanted to mess around by teasing him with that message. She realized that she never really teased him in a flirtatious way, so it was out of character for her. Due to panic, she accidentally pressed send without knowing it. She sent a text after to take back what she said. Wyan couldn't even begin to explain how shaken she was after the whole thing. She had used all of her energy on running to the school grounds to get her drink, so she wouldn't spend time panicking. However, that didn't mean she was unconscious of how she acted towards the blonde after that. Time skip. Once again, the club had come to an end and they all started to pack up. She asked to help with picking up all the used balls. Soon, Wyan was done with what she was assigned with. She headed towards the locker room to change. Now, Kyoko soon followed her and changed as well. She finally finished changing and fixing her things. She headed out and waited near the boys' locker room. She whipped out her phone and began to play a game while the boys were changing. The voices of the team could be heard outside, which greatly contrasted the silences school had. The first one to leave the room were Daichi and Koshi, who headed towards the gym to make sure it was still locked. It didn't take long for Kei and Tadashi to leave the room as well. Took you long enough, lamppost, Wyan said, not looking up from her phone. I must have noticed you there, Munchkin. The girl didn't respond anymore. She instead walked towards the stairs while playing her game. Kei, who was behind her, silently observed and prepared to move quickly in case the girl slipped or fell. Wyan continued to play her game as they walked towards the gym doors where the two third-years were. Seeing how they all had a similar path to follow, the team members who were done changing started to walk home with a trio. Wyan, who was still playing, didn't bother to look at the road while they were walking on ahead of her. Kei, who was still looking at her, glanced at her from time to time just to make sure she hadn't fallen yet. Right after she had finished the level she was playing, a notification popped up on the screen. To Munchkin from Tsukishima. Hey, idiot, watch where you're going or you have trip. Wyan chuckled before quitting her game and pocketing her phone. I was going to put it away after I finished that level anyways. The girl looked at the blonde's phone and saw something hanging off of it. She couldn't help but let out a gasp as she pointed at it, catching the attention of the third-years. That's a really cute keychain, Tsukishima, Koshi said. Of course, I gave it to him. Wyan grinned, oblivious to the vice captain, who was teasing Kei with a smile. Don't say that it's cute as if it's the aspect that I got it from you. Wait, don't say that as if the cute aspect was from you. Of course it is. Where else would you get it? You keep on believing it and maybe it'll come true, Kei said, teasing you once again. Wyan couldn't help but pout to the response from the blonde. What if I keep believing it? There's a chance that you might like me back. Will that come true? Probably not. Soon, the group started to disperse until it was only the two of you again. The girl couldn't help but feel a lot of different emotions swirling inside of her. She was nervous, giddy, shy, but most of all, she felt happy. She lied to him. She didn't really see the keychain in her room. When her family was out the previous Saturday night, they went past a cute keychain store and had a variety of keychain designs to choose from, even food keychains. Ultimately, it came down to two keychains, which she had to choose from, the strawberry shortcake one or the dinosaur one. After much thinking, she decided to go with the dinosaur one instead. She realized that the cake looked cute and also delicious, and seeing it might make someone hungry if they catch sight of it. Her buying the keychain was an impulse, when she only had one problem left. Why was she giving him a keychain anyways? Although it hurt her to lie to his face, she didn't really want any suspicion from him, so it worked out all well in the end, even if it wasn't that big of a lie. So she paid no mind to it. To clear her head from the thoughts about Kei, she stared into the night sky, watching how the stars flickered and glowed in comparison to the moon that shone a bright yellow. As she looked at the moon, her eyes once again drifted to Kei. He would never know how much he made her feel. Every little thing involving him sent her into a feeling that felt like she was on clouds. She was walking on the ground, yet she felt like everything was light. He could easily put her in a daze without even trying. Whether he was just snickering or had a plain face on, he still sent her heart racing. And don't even get me started on his voice. Nothing was unique with his voice, but yet when he was talking to her, she couldn't hear anything else. When she figured that she had such feelings for Kei, she never expected that it would affect her this much. She never expected that he would affect her this much. At first, she was just annoyed to tease him and compete with him, but now she really wanted to be by his side as often as she could. She really wanted to fly higher and know him more. He wasn't what she imagined she'd like for some reason, but he made that different. Her days were suddenly brighter and her heart was a million times lighter. Her only wish was that she started falling from the clouds, learning how to land on her feet without hurting too much. Freak out. Oh God, oh God, oh God. There's no turning back. I really do like you, and I can't stop anymore. Stage 7. Anyways, that was all for the video. This was a shorter one. I don't know why it was so short. I guess I just read it faster this time. Yeah, I really hope you guys enjoyed the video. I really love this series so much, and I know you guys love it too. So I'm definitely going to be posting more. This series has 3 more videos left in it, so hopefully you guys will stick it out to the end. And I really hope you guys enjoyed, because I love this series so much. And there's also a sequel to this book, so I'm going to be reading that as well. But yeah, thank you guys so much for listening. I hope you guys enjoyed the video, and hope you have a fantastic day. If you like the video, make sure to subscribe and like the video, so I can, subscribe and tap the notification bell so you can get notified every single time I post a video. And like the video because it does good stuff for the YouTube algorithm. And comment down below some other characters you want me to read, because I would gladly do them for you guys. Anyways, thank you guys so much for listening. Have a great day, and if you're still here, thank you. Goodbye.